talking.
You gotta see
Oh
words.
my. Oh
Yeah,
goodness.
better. Excellent.
Ooh,
Okay,
better.
good. We can hear you all. Okay, so tonight is our first. Well, it was supposed to be our first main adventure. We did have a little bit of fun last week. I managed to get the DM urge of killing a character out of the way last week, so I can hopefully try and be relatively neutral towards these guys moving forward, depending on how well they behave, I guess. But so the world of Kelara is the one that I've been working on. You can see on the overlay the website there to have a little bit of the Obsidian portal site there to have a little bit more of a look at what's going on. There's homebrew class that I've been built there. There's a bit of a history of the world, and that will continue to develop as we move forward and as I get more time to actually polish up the content to be included in all of that. In the meantime, these guys have all worked out or been working out where each of their characters have started from over the first parts of their lives before fate and destiny brings them together. Over the last month or so, most of you have been traveling in some way, shape or form. It is summer. It's been about 2 weeks since the midsummer festivals have been hosted around the different places that you've been. And you've recently found yourselves traveling through towards the nation of Astrana, which is in the northern area of these lands. And in winter is pretty much, Canada. But during summer, it actually sometimes can be fairly nice. I have never actually been to Canada, so if you're from Canada and I'm stereotyping, I do apologize. I'm just working on, what the internet told me. So this time of year, there's a lot of travel that goes through this area because once winter sort of sets in, it's a lot more difficult to actually get through these various places. So as you travel through the pass, there's an intersection in the road that leads off to a little town called Dewcliff. It's a old whaling town that throughout history has never been really turned into a big city or anything like that, but has always had sort of this quite strong affinity with the ocean. They still actually do, during winter especially, they still actually do a lot of seal hunting there. But during summer, it actually becomes more of a tourist type of destination. In particular, it is renowned for its theatre called the Prism Theatre, which is, as you've come into the town, and most of you have been here for at least a few days, some of you may have even been travelling in the same caravans with one another, but not necessarily passing ways because there's just plenty of people around. The 5 various hotels and inns are all pretty chockers full. That was a very Australian saying, wasn't it? Chockers. Chockers, mate.
Chockers full.
So you have been able to, but there's enough room for pretty much everyone to find accommodation wherever you may want to be. The town itself of Dewcliff, quite a lot of artisans and craftsfolk who have a various number of stalls and shop fronts scattered around. The town itself actually has a river running through the middle of it, and their grand hall operates as a bridge, but over the river as well. It's this giant whale skeleton like whale rib cage with just leather and canvas just stretched out over it. And the water actually flows through it, but then there's this sheltered area underneath that actually operates as a sort of as a stall market as well, and then which then spreads out a little bit in the open air around it, where a lot of the merchants and local travelling salespeople have all spread their wares. So yeah, this is the town that you're in. What's happening in the life?
It's a town we're in. It has 5 inns and towns.
Oh, yes. This is the inn town. There are 5 hotels, which for a town this size is actually a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are various standards from yeah, of course, because it would have been clever to actually have all of that information on hand before I started. I'm going to blame the weather, especially since getting
distracting an hour and a half long delay.
Yeah. The fact that I've had an hour and a half to try and figure this out is exactly why I haven't figured it out.
I imagine
Sorry.
Oh, nothing.
No, go. This is pretty much what would be each of you have been doing over the past or how would you have been sort of making your way into town? What would you be doing to occupy yourself as you first start to explore?
I imagine Poppy would have hit the local markets, tried to meet some people, gather some information about what she's after. And she's definitely gone to at least 2 of the taverns by now and is probably chilling in the Ice Cap at the moment, having a nightcap and talking to some of the local patrons.
Excellent. Anyone else got anything in particular that you would have been?
Well, Caddick would definitely have been looking through the market to see if there were any odd books that were going to be thrown out, anything cheap, and any potential local libraries. Obviously going into the corners for the weird stuff.
Yeah. Give me a investigation check. Just, first roll of the real campaign. And that's a good start.
Yeah.
You do manage to find a couple of little nothing really of any sort of significant lore value or anything like that, but you find a few sort of history books in one of the stalls that one of the merchants has got with him, but nothing necessarily of any significant that seems to have any significant value or ancient historical meaning. Yes.
Then after that, I just waste away in one of the inns to happen.
No worries. Okay. Anyone else or?
Shasta is probably over by the docks, getting the lay of the land and seeing if there are any rumors of what have you, specifically Captain Amble Crown or what have you.
Give me just a general charisma check.
Okay.
To see what you can sort of
be good at that. We'll find out. Yeah. Okay.
It's at 17.
Yeah.
You no one. There's a couple of people who know the name Amble Crown, but have not necessarily seen him at all throughout the course of this season. There's a few conversations about how there's a lot more traffic that comes through via sea during the summer months. Once the winter starts to come around, you tend to get icebergs floating down from further north, and it becomes a much more difficult sea voyage in this to travel around this area. But during the summer, there's actually quite a few ships that come through, and there are the occasional rumors of pirates, but no one's actually heard of any confirmed stories this summer.
That's a bummer, man. Oh. All right. Yep, I think just mull about the town, see what he can hear. And that's what he'll do.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Mhm.
Nix, Aria, Espen, anything?
I'd probably just be people watching. Go down
Yeah.
to the docks. People watch there. When it gets dark, find a tavern. People watch there.
Yeah.
See who's around.
There's lots
He
of
looks
people around.
interesting.
There's lots and lots of people to sort of. I mean, interesting is a subjective term.
People who look like they also don't know what they're doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely me.
All right. What we'll do is, as the evening falls, you've all, while you've been here, whatever you've been doing, you've all been told by multiple people that you need to come to the theatre tonight. That there's going to be a really impressive show on, and as soon as I find my NPCs again, you've heard the name, and while you've been wandering around town, you've heard the name Zelinta Leaftalon, who is the sort of the mistress of the theatre, so to speak. She's quite well known. She's been living in Dewcliff for quite a few years now, and is and has taken over management of the theatre in the last probably 18 months or so. But you're all hearing this that you need to get along to the show tonight, because that's how fate works. And instead of having your meet in a tavern, we'll have something slightly different.
Cool. I'm keen.
Who's rolling dice? Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, that was just
Theatre.
a delayed one.
Or
Oh, look.
do I just go? How does this work, man?
Yeah, how much are tickets?
Tickets are 2 silver pieces. So,
Hey, Poppy will cock that up. She doesn't always think things through.
How much do I have?
Oh,
Okay.
Equipment.
Yeah.
if you didn't have 2 silver pieces, you can give yourself 2.
I think my entire inventory is a holy symbol. Oh dear. All right. So we'll just assume that I've. Yep. No, I've only got a holy symbol. I'm not going to sell it for a ticket. So we'll assume I had 2 silver.
You should have more than that, because the holy symbol wouldn't have taken all your gold anyway.
I paid. I had to exchange a gold piece though.
Yeah.
I just wandered around outside the theatre and was like, does anybody have change for this gold piece?
We haven't got change for a 20. Okay. So, however it happens to come about, you all find yourself, find yourself filing into the Prism Theatre, which as you walk in, it's this round building, and as you walk in, you see that it's got it's a in the round style theatre. So there are 4 separate entrances with a stage set in the middle, and the real standout about this, it's the whole building is this white, roundish or octagonal building that just stands probably about 2 stories high. So maybe about sort of what's that? 20, 25 feet high off the ground. But as you walk in, you actually can look up, and there's the entire roof of the entire ceiling of the theatre is just made of these ice crystals. And even on a day that's kind of a little bit overcast today, there's a little bit of sun piping through, but most of the there's sort of, clouds coming and going throughout the course of it. Even when the sun seems to be behind the clouds, there's this fragmented rainbow light, rainbow coming through that as what light does come through actually hits these various crystals, and it almost seems to actually sort of guide different colors to different areas of the stage and then different areas around you, and you're not quite sure, but it does almost seem like it's almost been curated that way to have this color bathing the entire area. So as you walk from one area to another, there's like this, it's like being in a red spotlight that then suddenly you're in this yellow one, and then moving into other colors as well.
Sorry, would Poppy know if that was like a new development or if the theatre had always looked like that?
Give me a history check.
History, right.
Are there like seats, or is this kind of a walk around and stand experience?
Yeah, there are seats. I didn't have the.
So good.
Oh, that's really good.
Like absolutely the worst seat possible.
Well,
Just
what
like
I guess
no
you do is you can open up
line.
your tokens.
It's not really a bad seat, it's in the round.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
True.
If you wanted to sort of drag your tokens on where you think you would necessarily, or might be sitting.
Let's see if I can remember.
All the way toward the back in like a corner. A prop or something is blocking his view.
Okay, I need to work out who's who here. Oh, and again, I'm looking at the wrong screen. That's why I couldn't click on anything.
Oh, I'm having some trouble. There we go.
Okay.
So I suppose Poppy doesn't remember anything very exciting about Dewcliff.
No, not really. No, you've heard of the Prism Theatre, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shasta's not the brightest guy, but I think he would question like, is this normal? Is this like a theater thing, or should I be like pulling out my long sword right now?
Yeah.
So whatever check I need to make for that.
Like
Just give me an
insight or
intelligence. Yeah, give me insight. Yeah, okay, yeah, go with insight.
okay, thank you. I was gonna say you don't need to do me that dirty. Okay, it's a 7.
oh, some low rolls tonight.
All right, far out.
You aren't sure, but no one else around you is pulling swords or weapons out or anything like that. There's actually a there's an atmosphere. There's a lot of people starting to file in, and there's this atmosphere of anticipation and excitement. There's a lot of people laughing. People who maybe don't necessarily even seem to know each other seem to be having a bit of a chat with one another and sort of smiling and preparing themselves for whatever's meant to be coming next.
Player is a bit concerned. Shasta is just like vibing out to the light.
Does he actually look like that? Because if he does, I probably want to say a little.
Yeah, maybe not goofy grin, but like calm, swaying.
Oh, calm. All right. Where are you? Could you just move your little token around so I can move my token towards your token? I see no tokens moving.
So if you just want to ping your token.
2 minutes, the one up top.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm going to head over to that cool-looking guy. That cool-looking guy over there. Hello. Are you all right there, mate?
Oh, yeah. Hey there. I'm doing real good right now. I was just thinking that maybe these lights, I don't know, they seemed a little weird, but I guess this is just what like theater is. There's not a whole lot of theater where I'm from, so not
Okay.
too used to it, but it feels real good, you know? Just to sit and
Doesn't it?
chill.
Yes. No, I wouldn't worry about it too much, lad. Pretty sure it's just a light. Theatre folk, you know, they're a strange bunch.
Never be too careful, but you can also never be too chill. You know what I mean?
Well, that's certainly one way to look at things.
Far out. I'm Shasta, by the way. I should probably say that before I forget to.
Oh, hello. Hello, Shasta. My name's Poppy. Poppy Brownlock at your service.
All right. Do you want to sit here for now and vibe out to the lights with me?
Sure, you seem like a fun lad. I ain't got anyone else to sit with, so all right, sure.
All right.
Where are you
Freaking
from, Shasta?
fantastic. I am from Southport. You know.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh yeah. Real far away. I had to walk to one point. I liked that part because, you know, I'm from Southport, from the Bradors fishing family, so, you know, spend a lot of
fishing.
time on boats.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I just love the water, man. How about you? Where are you from?
Me? Oh, well, I mean, I've spent the last few years in a monastery up the other way, but I'm from Shazia originally, a small farming village.
All right. Monastery. That's totally zen, I guess. Was it zen?
I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, everyone's nice enough. Yeah.
Far out. All right, I'm gonna vibe out to these lights real quick.
I don't know what that means, but all right. All right.
So as you start to sort of vibe out to the lights,
Straight vibing.
the clamor of the audience sort of rumbles around, and then you hear an instrument start to play, and there's a violin. The sounds of a violin start to echo off the acoustics of the walls and the ceiling above. Unfortunately, I don't have sound at the moment. I did actually have a track downloaded to do it, but given all our technical difficulties, I'm not going to try and add anything else into the stream.
Fair.
But this, as you sort of turn your attention towards the stage, there is a lady on there with the violin just held up to her, and it sort of starts, the crowd begins to quiet. You see shocks of purple hair become visible as this platform rises out of the center of the stage. It's as it sort of comes up into visibility, there is a woman standing on it, probably in her late 30s or so. She's got smooth smooth, soft pink skin and brown eyes set in a quite attractive face. Plays through a tune that's very well known, but it's her own arrangement of it. So, like it's familiar to pretty much all of you, but at the same time, there's, just these, not all of the notes of the melody go in the same place you're expecting them to. And so it does have this sort of extra sort of sound of uniqueness to it that comes through. As she's playing, she steps off this central platform, which floats back down to whatever the staging area is beneath the stage. And normally, you'd expect there to be, you'd expect to hear some sort of pulleys or something like that. There's nothing that you can hear other than the violin being played and a few people still sort of shuffling into their seats as silence begins to actually come over the entire theatre. She plays this for probably about 5 or 10 minutes. And then, just as she's starting to wind it down, you can hear it starting to slow the pace. The platform begins to rise again, and you see a blonde woman standing there. She's got this long blonde hair flowing gracefully down her shoulders, and as she moves off the platform, you see it shifts with her, and you can see these elven ears from just catch sight of them from behind her hair, giving tale of her heritage. For those of you who've sort of been talking to people throughout the day, you gather that this is Zelinta. She sort of takes starts to begin this slow walk around the outside of the stage, seeming to catch sight of everyone. And make eye contact somehow with the entire audience as she is walking past it, as she's walking past each section. And she said,
I think she looked at me. Shasta, what's she doing? She looked at me.
What?
I think she looked at me.
And she gestures after she gestures just after the lady the violinist finishes playing, and she's the lovely and ever so talented Lady Sydney Farlight, ladies and gentlefolk, and the crowd around you starts to applaud. And this Lady Sedney bows gracefully and then makes her way off one of the stairs that lead down into the small channel that's between the actual stage itself and the audience seats, and disappears into a door that's underneath that leads back underneath the stage. As she does that, Zelinta continues to sort of walk around, and she's gesturing, waving her hand in sort of melodramatic type of fashions. Welcome, dear audience, to the Prism Theatre tonight. We have for you a marvellous production. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you may even do both at the same time. Whatever happens, I promise you'll be entertained. And she grins. She grins and she's working the audience. How do each of you guys sort of respond as she's sort of making her way around?
Espen is just like encapsulated, like she's like really hooked, but a little bit like I want something cool to happen.
Yeah. Shasta's still vibing, but paying a little more attention now that Poppy has shaken him out of his stupor. I also just realized that it's the Prism Theatre, not the Prism. I was like,
Yes.
This Prism Theatre is really, really decadent.
Oh dear. Hey, there's a slow one here.
Nyx is just like
Mm,
open mouth.
yeah.
Gareth is a little bit sad, but the violinist stopped playing. But he's
Arya's a little
excited
preoccupied.
there.
She's like not all like she's there, but she's not like thinking about this at the moment.
Right. Okay. So as she keeps talking, Aria, can I ask you to make a wisdom save for me?
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
soon.
Okay.
oh no.
I was gonna say, is this a charmed effect?
Yes.
Oh no, I can't be put to sleep. That's different. Yeah, because I have advantage on against being charmed.
Yeah.
So it is a charmed effect.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So yes, you can roll with advantage.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay, 23.
I think I'm okay.
You think you're So for one brief second, she seems to sort of catch your eye, and as she does, you sort of feel this almost pull towards her. But you're kind of familiar, and there's this sort of ingrained part of your nature that resists it a little bit more than maybe it would. And as she continues on, and she continues to move around and work the rest of the audience, you feel the sensation actually die back off again, and you do not feel like anything sort of took hold of you. She's working, and she walks back towards the center of the stage for a second, and she's continued talking, and then suddenly starts to just sort of spin, in this little dramatic pirouette. And it's my pleasure tonight to introduce an absolute star of the Prism Theatre. Please, and then she suddenly winces and cries out with pain. And she sort of jerks a little bit. And can I get perception rolls from everyone, please?
From everyone?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
I am busy looking at my feet.
So is everyone. Wow.
Everyone who saw
is
it.
this part of it?
So what do we got?
I think Nick has seen it.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah. So Nix. As she pulls away, you see just this small green creature standing next to Zelinta. It's hiding. It's sort of half hidden behind her skirts. But as it sort of drifts out from under it, everyone else starts to see this creature as well. It's this tiny little green creature with two horns protruding from its head, these demonic pointy ears, and these black eyes above a lipless, horrific mouth that's bearing white pointy teeth. It's a horrible toothy maw. It grins, and this creature gives this horrible grin and then laughs and starts running away several steps away from her before it vanishes. Zelinta herself starts to look faint, and for a moment you see her sort of struggling to stand. Just as she sort of seems to waver and looks like she's a little bit unsteady, you suddenly see this wave of red magical energy start to swirl about the stage, and there are eight of these eight weird. I'm looking at the wrong screen again. 8 creatures start to appear on the appear in the various corners of the stage. Wait. Stop. Work.
That doesn't look good.
It does not look good. They're not pretty.
They are not pretty at all. They've got these sort of snub noses and kind of almost like a pig type face. But again, these sort of sharp teeth, these 2 fangs coming down from each side. They've got
That's not how I pictured it.
these gruesome, horrific sort of, horrible looking bodies. That and long arms with clawed hands hanging at the end, hanging at the end of them there. Very squat type of legs, so a little bit sort of gorilla-ish in stance at least. They've got their arms almost seem to be longer than their legs, but they take position on each side of the stage. And this sense of confusion starts to take over the theatre as people are not quite sure whether it's part of the show or not.
Yeah, I think Nyx is literally going to turn to whoever's standing next to her and go, "Is this normal?
Do I feel any sort of intense desire to rid the world of these things?
You kind of do, actually. You catch sight of these things, and it's almost like a voice in your head saying they cannot be tolerated to stay on this plane. And what I'm going to do is get everyone to roll some initiative for me, please.
Hell yeah, first initiative.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh shit.
Ooh, so good. Yeah, I think with
Where were
that
those
voice,
rolls earlier?
yeah, way to feel to bring out his hand axes.
That did not work the way I wanted it to. That was not the right thing. Okay. Go away. I did not turn the turn tracker on, did I?
Oh, I made it in somehow.
Yep.
I think because you selected your token, maybe.
Perception. Okay. Who's in there? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yep. I might be preaching what everybody already knows, but for it to go in the turn tracker just automatically, you've got to click your token before you roll initiative.
Yeah. No, wrong person.
Hmm.
13. All right. Where's that going to be out of the way? Okay. As you all start to sort of, as it sort of starts to come clear that this is not meant to be happening, and there's almost this sort of dark energy that sort of starts to fill the room, and people start to freak out. There's some screaming going on. And people are sort of just starting to run for the exits. Nix, you've got the first roll. So what are you doing?
First of all, I'm going to back away from this. I'm going to go right into this corner.
Yeah.
And get away from
you
everything.
Are trying to go against a lot of the foot traffic or through some of it. So, I mean, I don't think it'll matter, but only half movement. It's kind of difficult terrain to try and weave through the crowd.
I should be able to still make it back there, though, right? Okay, cool. So I'm just like pushing and shoving, and then I'm assuming because I'm short and everyone else is tall, is it kind of hard for me to then see through to the stage at this point, or can I get a shot above people's heads?
You can. The seats themselves actually go up, actually head up, like angle upwards. So you're higher up.
Okay, cool. So I'm getting higher ground.
Yes, exactly. So yes, you can see some of these creatures. They are starting to move towards Zelinta.
Okay. Are any of them engaged with her? Is she an ally?
Not at this stage. No, they're all sort of still.
Then I will just pull out my short bow and aim at the one that's like sort of on the closest corner to me.
So
try and
this one?
Hit it. Yeah.
Yep.
Does that hit?
What's your roll? 14? A 14 does hit, yes.
Nice. So just the 7. Oh, wow. I rolled very bad sneak attack anyway. So just 7.
How many dice did that roll?
I don't know. That's very confusing because shortbow should just be... Shortbow should be 1d6 plus 4, but it rolled 4 and then only gave me 1 for sneak attack. So I'm not really sure what it did there.
Well, it's given us the right score on the chat, so I don't know why there's the extra
on the table.
Yeah, but anyway, yes, that does hit. So take 7 points of damage. Anything else that you're going to?
Nope, that's me.
Do at this point in time? Okay. Carrick.
Well, once I realize that this is not how it's supposed to be going, I will get out of my seat, pull out my crystal, and aim at the green thing that just got hit. And I will go.
So aiming at the same one?
Yep, aiming at the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are ruining my theater experience. And I'll just Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Hey.
Oh.
Nice.
Very nice.
I guess that we didn't waste that crit last time.
No. What's that? So that's 9,
16.
16 points of damage. So your Eldritch Blast. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
So it's like a white and grey sort of mist that forms my crystal and then pierces out.
Yeah. Okay. So this white and grey mist forms into this almost spear-like dagger type of thing coming out of the dwarf's hand. as he stretches it forward, and it flies straight and true into the same one that you've just hit, Nix, with your crossbow. And as it does, there's this explosion of magical energy, and then that red sort of almost mist type of appearance that you saw as these creatures appears again, and the entire creature just seems to dissipate, and it's just not even there anymore. One down.
Aha!
Aria.
Okay. So I'm going to move into a position where I can see them.
Mhm.
And I think I'm going to guiding bolt the one on my left. Or do I need to move further across to see them?
So you're there. No, so this one?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. No, you can see it. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to guiding bolt that one.
Mm-hmm. That's a... Is that an attack roll from you?
Yes. Yeah. I did the wrong... Yeah. That shouldn't have happened. I was only supposed to roll once. Should I just roll it again quickly?
No, generally, if it rolls like that, I take the first one anyway. Either way, either of those would, I just take the first one. So in this case, it would be a 19.
Okay.
Which does hit.
So that's 11 points.
Yep. So it does not look happy. Do you have any sort of flavor around how does your guiding bolt look, or how does it casting that up here?
The guiding bolt actually looks like a spear.
Looks like a spear?
It actually looks like a spear's going into him.
Yeah. So this semi-ethereal spear seems to almost be thrown by this what you assume to be some sort of holy person for the rest of you, coming down, going against the flow of traffic as everyone tries to escape, and it streaks forward and then just goes straight through this creature, and there's this burning hole in its stomach as it gets pierced through, and then as it sort of comes out the other side, the spear itself actually just sort of vanishes. But there's this just gaping hole in this creature's stomach, or just on their side, with bits of smoke coming out of it, almost as if it's like been wounded and then cauterized as it's gone through. But it's not looking very healthy. Anything else you want to do, Aria? That's your turn. Shasta.
All right. Remind me of
meant to be going on.
Remind me of the architecture of this place. Is this a raised bit here?
It is a raised bit. So you're probably about 10 feet above the actual stage level itself. And whatever the distance is from there. So there you go, 30 feet.
All right. So I've got my hand axes.
Mm-hmm.
I think hearing this call to action from inside his head, Shasta's going to and chuck his two hand axes at this guy right here.
Throw both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right.
throw the first one.
Doing hand axe number 1. On brand already. So that one misses.
That one does miss, yes.
Second one.
Yep, so with the offhand bonus action.
Oh, good.
You
So
do
that's
actually
only 1 damage because
1
I
point.
can't add my modifier to that second one.
Correct, yeah. So it's...
And then I think he'll realize that he's kind of frenzying right now and just sort of, all right, dude, standing. You're out his long sword. And that will be his turn.
Yep. No worries. So your first hand axe swings a little bit wide and just sort of clatters across the stage. The second one manages to sort of catch just the shoulder of this creature. You just see a little bit of a wound open up, but it doesn't seem to be too phased by it. It is now their turn. That's what I needed to do.
They will wipe us.
I'm using some of the... so this one comes in towards Celinta and is going to try and bite her first of all. Fails miserably with natural one. Apparently, I can't hide these while I'm hosting the screen, so that's all right. And a 13 does not hit her either, so tries to bite her and then sort of stumbles as it does, and then just sort of almost seems to scrabble up to try and grab hold, but she manages to dodge it out of the way fairly comfortably. She's not wearing any armor, but she does sort of move quite agilely. We will not see Shasta die a second time.
Sure hope not.
I hope. Yeah. This one's going to jump in and join the fray there as well.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Natural 20.
And so it begins again.
And 2 points of damage.
Doubled.
4 points of damage. Thanks for the reminder.
I really want this NPC to die, I've decided. Mission in life.
And bites as well. That does not hit. This one, what's the size on that? 10 foot. Oh, it's this one first. No, they're all just, yeah. Stop it. There we go. I will get more fluent with making my rolls as we gain more experience. So forgive me for the early stages of, still trying to figure this out. 20 hits.
You might even level up with all that experience.
Yeah. Hopefully. 3. Because none of you guys are ever are really in any sort of close range at the moment.
Definitely start rolling.
This one comes down the stairs and it releases as it does, this cloud of green gas starts to sort of surround it, and Arya, I don't think you need to do that yet. I think it's on your turn. Yeah, it starts your turn in the area. So you don't. This green gas starts to sort of fill the area and sort of flow around you, Arya. This one is heading into attack Zelinta as well. No.
Oh.
It's not me this time.
No, it's not. That's a claw attack. It's a random NPC getting massive amounts of 6 points.
But I'm like, maybe they're doing stuff for damage.
How does
so you guys are watching these creatures just start wailing in, just sort of all start heading in on her. She's not looking horrible, but she's sort of, it's hard to tell because she's just being surrounded by those creatures and you're not sure. You can see sort of splashes of blood start to flicker around, but you can't really tell how bad or good she's looking from where you are at this particular point in time.
Okay.
She really could be looking a lot worse if things were going. Oh, you're kidding.
There it is.
It's either a critical or it's nothing.
Oh.
Ooh. I've never seen a blue before. Okay.
That's both.
Right.
High
Yes.
and low.
Yeah, so that's 5, so that's 10. That does not make her look so good. Okay, and last one. Sorry, and then you guys can actually, play again in a minute.
Does she have an initiative? Can she help herself out of this?
Yes.
Okay.
If she lives that long.
Oh, wait, what? Why did that? Oh, that rolled both attacks already. Okay, the 16 does hit. What's that one with the bite? What's that? That's 20. Yep. Okay. As they all finish wailing on her, you do manage to get sight. She's standing, but she's not looking good by this at this stage. After just having 7 of the, or what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these creatures just all lash out at her. Poppy.
Hey. So as I've sort of thought about it, and I imagine I can't get very close to them because Shasta can't, and he's got much longer legs than I do. So I'll run about as far as I can, which is probably here. Mm-hmm. And I'll see. Do you think that's not within 20 feet, is it?
Measuring tape. Where is it? There.
Let me see. We were up there. So,
It's just 20 feet to that one.
oh, fantastic.
20 feet
Well,
to this one. Oh, wait, let me just... to that one there.
I think fantastic. Well, then I would like to try and blow a dart at him. if
Throw a
that's
dart at him? Sure,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Lovely. All right. Let me just. See if that works.
Hey.
Ooh,
Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
Nice, nice, nice.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what he gets.
10 points. So you run down and what kind of darts do you have? Like, is it, what's your dart weapon actually look like? Like,
Just looks like a little red tube and little green and red darts coming out of it.
okay. Yep. So I mean, yeah, darts I count as sort of all your random little throwing weapons, so shurikens and stuff like that as well. So, Shasta, Poppy, your new friend, runs up and just flicks out of her hand this sort of little red and green dart, which flies towards one of these demonic-looking creatures, and seems to get it right in the neck, and it's hard to really sort of see it, but the response of the creature is sort of saying she must have hit something pretty vital in there, because it sort of tilts its head really badly and sort of lurches off to one side and sort of swings its head around to try and look at whoever or whatever did this. You see it sort of catch sight of you, Poppy. And you yell at it.
I feel that on a spiritual level, man.
Sorry? I didn't quite catch that. Sorry.
Sorry. I just said I vibe with that on a spiritual level.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I vibe with it too.
Have you got bonus anything like that at this stage, Poppy?
Not at this distance, no.
Nope. Okay,
No.
Espen.
Alrighty. How much of my movement do I have to use if I were to try and like leap over the raised section?
It's about a 5 foot wide channel, so you reckon that you could probably actually jump across there fairly easily, especially with a little bit of running start.
Okay, cool. Well, Aspen's just gonna fully charge in.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Let me move. And run up the stairs and just draw her longsword and just come straight down on him.
Yeah. Give me just a quick athletics check just to.
Athletics? Yeah, you got it. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no worries. when it sort of leaned on that 2 for a second, I was like, oh, maybe.
Cool. And then longsword.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
17 hits. So which one are you hitting?
The one directly. Oh, I can't click it because the dice are in the way. Go away.
So the
This
middle
one?
one?
Yeah.
Yep, that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes 8 points of damage. It swings around and it sort of hears you coming and starts to swing around. And as it does, your sword catches its arm and tears this great big gash open down the length of its arm as it starts to swing around and glare at you. Anything else? That's probably nope. Nix, we're back to you.
Hell yeah. And I have one that's engaged with my friend that I'm suddenly deciding is my friend because I want to get sneak attack. Hello, lady with a big sword. So I'm going to hit the one that Espen just hit with my short bow again.
That one? Yep.
Let me make this work.
$20 hits, 10 points of damage. That's that one. And that is enough. So. You fire your short bow, having watched this human woman just leap over the gap between the audience and the stage, and just charge into this thing with her sword, and go, okay, I'm going to focus on that one as well. And just as you fire, it's as this creature is turning around, and your arrow catches it straight through the temple. And like you saw with the other couple, it just seems to dissipate in this reddish black type of mist as it is taken down. Carrick.
So how big is that like gas cloud down below?
Down here, it's 10-foot radius, so it's going to be basically... Oh, wrong button.
Oh.
Can I do this one here?
That's
It's
a big
that.
part.
Yeah. So it's 10 feet from it. So it's... Oh, no, Espen, you're 15 feet away, so that's okay. Yeah.
Well,
so it's basically sort of engulfing to the end, to the other side of Aria.
well, that's fine. I'm gonna move over and
Mhm.
point to the green little thing on the platform.
That one? Yep.
Yep. And I'm going to shout, "Leave the elf alone," and then start whispering. And did it go? No. Damn it. They're gonna have to make a wisdom save.
A wisdom save. DC 12. Not very wise, these creatures.
Good to know.
4.
Well,
So that's going to fail.
they take 11 damage, psychic damage.
Takes 11 damage. So it's focused on the elf until you start whispering, and as you start whispering, you see it sort of start to grimace and turn its head away towards you, and it lets out this horrific groaning sound that's kind of just almost as terrifying as the dissonant whispers that you're actually casting on it itself. It's in some serious pain as you finish casting the spell.
It does have to
Back
use its
off.
reaction to run away, though.
Yeah, and it has to immediately start fleeing from me as soon as possible.
Oh, does it?
On a failed save, if available, use its reaction to move as far away from me as possible.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think our lovely Espen gets an attack of opportunity when it moves under its own power. Because that's why this is so fun.
Is it forced movement, though?
It is not, because it's using its reaction to move.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it were like Thorn Whip or Lightning Lure or something, that would be forced movement. It's being yanked as opposed to running itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So 20 feet of movement. So it goes. It looks a little bit, worried and annoyed by this, and so 5. As it runs, Espen, you can roll an attack of opportunity if you so wish to. Sorry, I think you might have had your headset
Me?
off.
Sorry, I didn't turn my
Yes,
phone
you can.
on. Wow,
Yeah,
okay,
you can
cool.
roll an attack of opportunity. A 20 will hit. 12 slashing damage. Wow. Between that and the dissonant whispers, as it starts to run away, you just see this fighter woman slash at it with her longsword, and it dissipates in its own cloud of mist.
Good job.
Aria. I need. Where did I put that?
I have to make that con
I
save.
think it's a con save from you.
DC 11. Ooh.
If Aria's still. Yes. Oh
No.
Oh shit.
He has a +3.
So you are poisoned until the start of your next turn. So while poisoned this way, can either take an action or a bonus action, but not both, and can't take any reactions.
That's fine. I'm going
But you can still
to
take your
head
turn,
towards
although I
the
think
person
we've
in
lost
front of
your
me.
audio.
She's muted, so
I'm not muted on my.
Yeah. They're speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can. There you are.
Ah. Okay, you guys are on a slight delay for me, so things are a bit strange.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to just do a walk up to that guy in front of me and just do a singular spear attack.
Yep. All right, roll that. That'll hit.
Ooh, only 2 piercing damage.
I
So that's that one. So that was number.
don't have. Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Okay, you managed to stab it, but with the the stench of this cloud is just putting you off your game a little bit, and it sort of you manage to hit it, but it sort of grazes across its shoulder as you step down into step up to the edge of the channel there between the stage and the audience area. Shasta.
Alrighty. I don't like seeing this defenseless question mark. I'm going to pull out my shield and storm the stage. 5, 10, 15. Okay. And then I'm going to slash at this one in the middle with my long sword. And we'll see
Sure.
how
Yep.
that goes.
So that's the one you hit with your axes before.
Ooh.
21 will hit.
And only 10 damage.
10 points of damage.
Was there a jump?
Only
between
10
the 2 spots? Is there a gap there?
Oh, yeah, give me an athletics check as well. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Because you've got to actually get down into the channel and then back up. So
Right. I only used 25 movement. Could I have used that extra 5 to just move slowly?
yeah, we'll say that if you wanted to actually sort of climb down rather than actually jump. 14's enough to get through there anyway, so
Okay, then I just vault
not a
up
hide.
and stab this thing in the back.
Yep. So it's you get its attention. It starts to sort of half turn around towards you.
Not cool, man. Not cool at all.
And now we've got a bit of a fight on our hands. So that one, this one here, seeing that she's looking, not great herself, is going to turn its attention towards Espen, who's probably the bigger threat at the moment. Well, who is the bigger threat at the moment? No, probably about it. Does a 20 hit you, Espen?
Oh yeah, it hits me.
So it bites you. That'll give you 5 points of damage. This creature, like its fangs, just sort of dig into your forearm as that you're holding your weapon with, and it sort of locks down for a second. You feel these teeth just grab and pull away at pull the flesh away from your arm. And then it tries to use its claws on you as well. I'm assuming a 10 doesn't.
Miss.
So no, as you've got a shield, don't you?
I do, but it's not equipped.
Okay, right. So no, so it tries to slash you with its sword, with its claws as well, but they brush off your armor. You start to pull away from the bite, and so it just it doesn't quite get its hand into the right position, and scrapes against your armor instead. Next is the one next to Arya, which it kind of tries to scramble up the wall. Let me just try this. Yep, it scrambles up the wall.
Oh no!
Better on a strength check than an attack roll.
It's another 20. That's true.
So it moves up alongside you here and tries to attack you. Uh, 15.
That my shield equipped.
Okay. So 5 points of damage for you from the bite. And it tries to claw you as well. But again, doesn't seem to actually get any purchase with its hands. But it is now in your face, and it's an ugly looking creature. That's that one. This one.
I won't have a problem ended you.
Yeah. Six does not hit. So the next one still goes after Zelinta. Oh, that's not good.
Ooh.
That's not good either.
Like
with a bit of a scream, the elven woman actually falls unconscious at the feet of this demon, who sort of almost seems to have this sort of triumphant little dance, as if it's sort of, going, "Yeah, I got the kill." As it sort of like looks around at the other at its companions. And actually steps up onto her body, doing this kind of like jumping around type of thing. The other two here are both going to have a shot. Are both going to go for you, Shasta, especially now that their main target is down. 7 won't hit. I'm guessing you don't have a -3 to armor class, do you?
Nope.
No, and a 5, so that one misses.
I'm just vibing in the
And
light.
then the one that you, yeah,
And as soon as I say that, yep.
see, that's what you get for getting cocky. 5 points of damage from the bite.
Okay.
And another 7, so its claws also miss you. That's all of their turns. Poppy, so we're back to you.
Hello. I still don't quite understand how the arrows work, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get within 5 feet of any of them with my movement.
Sorry? So which ones work?
I don't think I'm going to be able to reach any of them with my movement.
I mean, you could. You've got 25 feet of movement. You would be able to potentially. I mean, it would take an athletics check, but you could potentially jump. You've jumped over rivers and bits and pieces that are wider than that. The gap between you and the stage before in your life.
Right. Well, I'd be happy to make an athletics check if that's all right. Okay. Haven't got a good athletics modifier, but I'll give it a shot. Please be good. Oh no!
You run, and just as you go to leap, you actually sort of feel the floor seems to move a little bit from under you. You're like, that was not the right footing to actually jump from.
No, it wasn't.
I will get you to make a dex save.
Oh no! Okay, a save. Oh dear. All right.
Just to see how you respond to not getting your footing right.
Okay. Oh.
That's okay. You kind of as you're in the air, you kind of flounder a bit and you wave your hands, your arms are waving and your legs are kicking a little bit. And then your training kind of kicks in and you just sort of settle a little bit and then shift and pull your feet back in under you. And basically you're able to land on the stage smoothly
fantastic.
After all.
Wonderful. All right. Would you say like there, or would that be too close?
Sorry?
Would you say that Poppy would be like there? I've just moved her in between two of the fellows.
I've just seen your token seems to have disappeared on me.
I think you're under one of the goblins or whatever they are.
I don't think so. All right, I'll move over here.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see
that. Okay. Do you think that would be where Poppy probably would have landed?
That was where I was thinking she probably landed, yes.
Yeah. And she probably doesn't have any movement left.
No.
Not with those short, stubby legs. All right.
And the fact that you kind of messed the jump up.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was glorious. That was my plan all along. All right. Well, I'll go and I'll try to hit the one fella that I can reach next to Shasta. So I think I'll get him with an unarmed strike because I like to punch people.
Yep. So are we hitting this one?
Yes, that's not where he is on my screen, but I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes, I see now that your screen looks different from mine for some reason. That's odd. All right. Anyway. Oh, lovely. All right.
That'll hit.
Fantastic.
So, 20 and 7 points of bludgeoning damage on that one. Which one's that? That's that one. So it's not looking good. You give it a good punch, and it sort of looks very shaky. All
right.
It's hard to kind of tell because you've seen them just sort of dissipate rather than die. So they're not necessarily. And you've done blood. You didn't open up any wounds, but what you see in its sort of black eyes, there almost seems to be like this milkiness sort of clouding over them a little bit as you hit it.
All right. Well, for my bonus action, I'll hit it again.
Sure.
Same unarmed strike.
To be sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. Oh, diddly wee potatoes. That's great.
And how do you do that? How do you do that?
Oh, I say, you stay away from that nice looking lady. I'll mess you up, you wee green thing. And I just just try and be cool about it, but
Yeah.
inside I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you jump the thing, and you just catch your footing, and you make it look like you were playing. You at least try to give the impression that was your plan all along. And as you land and you gain your footing again, you sort of crack into it once, and then just bring your other fist up under it, and your fist almost feels like it actually goes straight through it. It's like as soon as it makes contact, it actually starts to dissipate underneath and so you kind of have this sort of aftershock of your hand just continuing on where you follow through, I should say. That was the word I was looking for.
And I probably look a bit confused and almost lose my footing again.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to the
There
point
is a
where I
good
was get you to do another deck save, but
No, there's a good chance.
We've lost Amphi again. Hopefully she gets back. Oh, back again. That's your turn. Espen.
Cool. I'm gonna stay where I am, but attack the one just across from me there. This one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like with a two-hand, but it only roll D8, which I think is a big deal. But well, it doesn't matter anyway.
13 does hit.
Oh, okay.
So what's your damage on that? That's 5 points.
5 slashing, yeah.
This one hasn't actually. This is the first time this one's actually been hit. So you swing the sword at it and get a good gash out of its chest. But it's the first time it hasn't been attacked previously.
Cool. And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna pull back a little bit, close my eyes, and try and regain my breathing pattern and use second wind to bolster myself a little.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, roll me a d10.
Whoops! I accidentally pressed it twice. But
you
little bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
You get 2 hit points.
Oh no!
That's such sad.
That's shit. But you get 2 hit points back. So, next. Oh, sorry. Was that you? Didn't want to move or anything, did you?
Nope.
Yeah. Nix, we're up to you.
Okay, cool. So you said I'm quite high up, or not quite high up, but I'm higher up.
Yeah,
so
you're about probably 15 feet, about 15 feet upwards from the stage.
So would I have line of sight on this dude next to Aria?
Next to Aria?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you'd be able to see him. Yeah, no worries. The place is starting to empty out now as well. Like there's less and less people.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to shoot at that guy.
Yeah.
She seems all alone over there, mostly.
Oh
no!
And
I'm gonna miss.
You are gonna
really
miss.
Hope I don't hit Aria.
We don't do the critical fail things, especially when the player is struggling to be present all the time. No, you take your attention from these ones that are on the stage and see the cloud of gas is still there. So as you fire, you're sort of firing into this sort of cloud of green gas, which is a little bit lighter than was it when it first was released, but not to the point where it's actually gone. And so you hear more than actually see your arrow clatter into the wall beneath where they're both standing, and fall into the channel between the stage.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything else? That's
it.
it.
That's me.
Yep. Carrick.
So is that green thing still jumping on top of Zelenta?
Yes. This one here is technically E.
Okay. Well, I am going to blast Eldritch Blast at it.
Yeah.
Get off the elf.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Neil.
Zelinta automatically fails 2 death saves as you hit it. No. I'm kidding. You do not hit her, but you do not hit it either. Your Eldritch Blast just flies straight across the stage and misses everything. Anything else do you want to move, or?
I am going to try and run across, jump onto the platform.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Hey!
Oh, it sat on 3 for a second on my screen. You jump across fairly confidently, probably more confidently than you were expecting, to be honest.
And with that, I will bring out my knife as well.
Sure. Yep. Aria, another con save. There we go. You are not poisoned this time, so you can use your turn as normal. You do seem to be muted again, so...
Yeah, can't hear.
Mm-hmm. Ow.
Connection has gone down. Okay. Aria will be communicating via text. This is not the first time that she and I have been involved in a game where one of the characters has had to actually communicate via texting rather than being a part of the actual conversation. So if you want to attack, then you can just roll that for us as well. The suspense is killing me.
I know, I'm on edge.
Yeah.
She runs away.
Yeah. Do not think she's the type of person to run away.
In the meantime, though, is there a reason why my versatile role wouldn't work and be on 20?
I'm not actually sure. So,
Okay, cool.
The cleric mutters. Carrick, you hear the cleric muttering this comment about "damn my morals" or something like that. I don't know why I gave her that voice, but that was very out of the wrong one. And casts "Spare the Dying." Now let me just double check what the
Dying is touch, I believe.
Yes, you touch a living creature. Yeah. So, yes, touch a living creature. It slashes with its claws and misses as the cleric steps down. And you see this woman, this half-elven woman, walk up the steps of the stage, almost sort of, almost semi-regally the way that she moves, and just lays a hand on Zelinta, who her wounds sort of seem to sort of stop bleeding a little bit. Things can't. Her breathing settles a little bit, and she seems just stable. That'll be Aria's turn. Shasta, you've got 2 left in front of you.
Yes. One of my questions that I was going to ask doesn't apply anymore. There's no way I can touch any of the icicles on the ceiling, right?
No, they're about 30, about 25, 30, well, wait, hang on, 15, probably 35 to 40 feet up. So
Okay.
I was wrong earlier. It's about 40 feet of Tim Tams, end to end, 40 packs of Tim Tams, end to end.
Cool. I won't do anything with that then. And I will just take a slash at this guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of the other Australians are trying not to laugh at that statement.
Oh,
20 to hit.
This guy in front of me.
Yep, so that's that one. You hit him really well and sort of carve through. Your sword actually sort of starts to carve through from his shoulder and move. And as you kind of get halfway through his body, this puff of red mist appears and he vanishes from in front of you.
Great. I love it. And then I will... This guy is still technically on top of her, right? The one down.
Yes, this one here. Yeah, I'll move him to there just to...
Cool. And I will move up closer.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and also, center myself, just remember all the training I did with my cousins and stuff, and think of the smell of fish just because it reminds me of home. And I will... Where is that now? I can't find it. There it is. I'll do a second wind.
Okay, roll me a d10.
last time you did this, shortly
Oh.
after you died.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's 1 plus 1. So I get...
I feel you, man. I feel you.
We have
It's all good.
we have
I meant
2 second
7
wins that managed to get
nine
4
instead
hit
of
points
like
collectively.
So I have 9 hit points, which
Okay.
is 3/4 full.
Right. Excellent. Okay, so that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. This one here is going to have another, still focusing on Espen, as it bites
Oh,
really hard.
shit.
oh boy.
For 8 points of damage.
Ouch.
Piercing damage as it bites and gets a really good chunk out of your, out of you somewhere. It sort of almost seems to jump up. It's shorter than you. They're only probably about sort of 4 or 5 feet tall. So,
Taller than me.
yeah, still taller than the
Oh,
half
wow.
but probably about as tall as the dwarf that's standing next to you. But it sort of seems to jump up off its little squat legs and manages to get actually a good chunk out of your shoulder and into up near your neck. And then while it's holding on up there, tries to slash at you with its claws as well. Trying to do too much at once. And only manages to just sort of just scrape against your armor, and then it seems to just sort of lose its grip with its mouth and falls back, landing still on its feet. What have we got left? That one. That's that. Okay, so that's that one. This one, a little bit annoyed that its quarry has come off down here. Basically, chases after Arya, and tries to bite her. Arya, can you confirm whether, but a 15
Yeah,
Otherwise
15
I can...
hits.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm back. Still having issues, but I'm back for the moment. I actually managed to get...
It's a roller coaster of emotions.
It is. This is... Oh, 6 points of...
No, I'm unconscious.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh no! The cleric!
Well, that's just the damage. That's just the damage.
I tried to stop this from happening. I tried.
Oh dear.
Does everyone remember the pre-game conversation about making sure you kill the cleric first?
Yep.
You did not do that on purpose.
What they didn't expect was
What have you
the
been
second
told if you're
cleric.
going to do it on purpose?
As Arya falls down, it's like, oh, I'm gonna. So it just starts to swing at her, but then turns with its claw attack towards you, Carrick. Does an 18 hit?
18 definitely hits.
Oh, wait,
Do
is
you want
Arya
to say
actually...
the
no.
ranged character goes next? The ranged character.
Oh my
My
god.
God.
I'm a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. I'm alive.
You're a dwarf. You've got hit points for days.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I feel a yelp out in pain.
Shasta, you've managed to grab this last one. You grabbed its attention as you sort of gave it a bit of a verbal serve, stepping up a second ago. So it's turning its attention to you. Does a 17 hit you, Shasta?
Fuck off, man. No, it doesn't.
Hey!
And its claws, a 4 definitely does not hit. So it lunges at you with everything it's got. It's like, you've been taking out everyone. I'm coming for you.
Right.
And you just brush it aside without really even, lifting too much of an effort.
That's my guy. All right.
And that's all of 1, 2, 3. That one. That is all of them. Poppy.
Alrighty. Well, first I'm going to move up over here, a little closer.
Mhm.
There we go. And I'd like to fire a dart at the one down the bottom. I'm not sure if I don't know how to ping him. There we go.
Mhm.
Someone
Yep,
pinged him.
Yep.
I'd like to, fire a dart at him for
Sure.
my first attack, because otherwise I can't reach him. So that's the whole reasoning behind that, really. Not very exciting. I just want to kill him. Hopefully that will help in the killing him effort.
22 will hit.
6 points damage.
6 points of damage. So as you throw your dart again, you seem to just get it in this like really vulnerable spot. You don't
Lovely.
know the anatomy of these creatures, but you've somehow managed to just sort of get your shots just about right, and the dart hits it and it dissipates in front
that's
or
a-
behind the other two, leaving you with just facing that one.
Awesome. And with my bonus action, I'll go. Hopefully that sounded less bad in everyone else's ears as it did in mine. It sounded pretty bad in my ears, and I've just closed roll 20. Oh, goodness.
So that just sounded so bad that you just
Terrible.
closed. You just went,
I just
"No,
had to
I'm
close
done."
roll 20. What can I do? Give me a moment. Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
You did your unarmed strike on roll 20.
Yeah, I accidentally I punched the internet, and I think that was all it took, really. One punch can kill. What a campaign. Oh no, it's in a different window. It's okay. I just left
check.
the
You need
window.
so you actually can't use the offhand attack
For a bonus.
for a bonus
I'm
action when you get a ranged weapon. I'm just you can use flurry. Let me just that. So that's just like the whole two hand. You've got to use a finesse weapon to actually use the offhand, have 2 attacks, bonus attack action. Let me just come back
I
to
don't
monk.
think I have a finesse weapon.
There is.
You've still got flurry of blows though, so
Make an
you could spend a key point to actually use flurry of
Alright.
blows and do 2 unarmed strikes.
I wasn't aware that I had any key points yet, but I will gladly spend a key point for flurry of blows
Don't
to
you?
hit this
I
guy.
thought-
Yeah, key is at level
Oh no,
2.
right. Key is at level
That
2. Yeah.
said,
Okay.
For martial
I'm
arts,
pretty
it's
sure-
whenever you make an unarmed strike or attack with a monk weapon, which I believe the dart counts as.
Oh yes,
So
sorry. Yes,
when you
no,
use the
you are
attack-
absolutely correct. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have
Yes,
taken my
sorry.
darts if it didn't count. So,
No.
all right,
Yeah.
well that's good. Well, I rolled a 15 earlier, so hopefully that hits. Unless you'd like me to roll again.
No, that'll do. So 6 points on number 6. As you punch it, you realise that it doesn't actually look that damaged, but it does now. You give it a good sock in the head.
All right, it's starting to think about its life choices.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Espen, we've got you on deck.
How does this troll thing look? Okay, right?
It's the 2 that are left aren't looking too bad. They seem to have been sort of, it seems to have been the focus has been on everyone else around them so far.
Okay.
But they have both. They both do look at least a little bit sore.
Sure. Okay, I'm just going to attack it with my longsword.
Sure.
Please. Ooh.
That'll hit.
Cool. 7 slashing.
You open up a good gash. It's still standing, but it's looking a little bit more hurt.
Okay, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Nyx.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna hit the same one with my bow.
You're going to shoot at the same one with your bow anyway.
Well, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
That's all I can do is try.
That's what I get for giving you shit about it.
Hell yeah! I bet I just murdered it.
You did just murder it. What's that? 10, 15 points of damage. You've well and truly murdered it.
No, I think it's 15 plus 3 plus 3, so it's like 21. Because it's sneak attack too.
Yep. So actually, that would have one-shotted the whole thing, even if it had
I forget you're
been
up
on
in my
full health.
corner.
Full health. This arrow shot just goes straight through its head and it vanishes underneath. Anything else?
I think murdering that is a good turn. Happy with
Sure.
that.
I would agree. So, Carrick, you're up.
Okay.
The
I'm
cleric
going-
is not looking good next to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around the cleric and try and make myself a problem for this green thing, and just
Yeah.
charge at it with my dagger.
Yeah.
And where is it? There we go. Oh.
You charge it with your dagger and just sort of probably slip a little bit on the stairs as you're sort of trying to avoid stepping on the cleric. And your attack goes wide. Aria, can I get a death save from you, please?
Natural 20.
Oh no.
Nope, that'll be a 4.
Shit.
Shasta, it is your turn.
All right. Okay. I will use my movement to get over, how much is that? 5, 10, 15, 20. No, that wouldn't work. To yeah, I will slash at this thing and try to kill it before tending to our fallen friend. 11.
11 just hits.
Oh, thank goodness. So that's
you do
5 damage.
5 damage. 5 damage. Wait, hang on. No, it's not that one. It's that one. So that's You open up a wound along its left bicep, tearing down most of its arm. It is still standing, and it sort of hisses at you. It's now its turn.
Come at me, man.
You come at me. Can I roll to convince it to come at me?
It doesn't actually. It's not specifically attacking anyone. As instead, it sort of lets go. Another of these green clouds of gas starts to appear, and all of you sort of start to. Poppy, Shasta, and Carrick all start to just smell this fetid, horrific sulfur, rotten eggs type of just. It's horrible. You start to feel yourself a little bit sort of dry reaching and that kind of thing.
Beans for breakfast.
And
Smells
Poppy,
like
it's your turn.
Wonderful.
So I'll get you to roll a con save first.
Oh, fantastic. All right, con. It shall not be good. Oh, I told you it wouldn't be good.
You are poisoned. So this smell just just gets right into there, and you're just coughing and retching. You can take an action or a bonus action, but not both, and you have no reactions until the start of your next turn.
All right, well, that's okay, because I was going to do the same thing either way, whether it was an action or a bonus action. So I'm going to try and punch this guy, because I have a good track record with that.
Yep.
All right. See how that goes. Hopefully good. All right. How's he feeling?
6 points. Just give me 1 sec. I just want to... Poisoned, I think, gives you disadvantage on attacks as well.
Does it? Okay, well, I shall...
roll another d20?
Certainly. Okay.
No,
Less good. Does it?
Still just. It's wavering on its feet, so we're still going to take the 6 points of damage. It's wavering. It's sort of like like you can't. It doesn't have eyeballs and irises the way that we do, but there's this sort of bit of fogginess in what it looks like. It's got its gaze, and it's sort of lilting a little bit as it stands there and takes it. That'll be your turn.
Somebody finish this thing.
Espen.
Alrighty.
It's not looking good, but there is like two unconscious bodies and a whole bunch of other people in between you and the.
I look to the buddies. I don't know who they are. I'm going to run around and attack.
Sure.
He's right. We don't know each other. Forgot that.
Come on. Oh.
You hit, and as you sort of run around, so this woman with the sword just runs around the back of you and Poppy, Shasta, and just sort of slides across the stage into the stairwell. And as she does, she just drags her longsword across the stomach of this creature, and stomach kind of just sort of explodes in this sort of horrific red mist and just more of that horrid green gas smell that just hangs around there for another probably 3 or 4 seconds before dissipating with the death of the creature as well. And that is the last of these things. Anyone want to do anything?
I immediately go over to the downed and not like the woman who seems the most hurt, and I'll try to just like check over her wounds, see what I can do to patch her up.
To patch her up? Okay. Yep. Okay. As you do, you start sort of looking at her. Make a medicine check for me.
Okay. I have fine medicine. 12.
12? Okay. Poppy will be back shortly for those in the who may or may not have noticed that she's gone black on the screen. You're looking at the wounds and you feel this warm energy, almost similar type of feeling to to that sort of conscious sense that you had when you saw these creatures appear. And for a second, your hands almost seem to glow with like this golden energy. And you see some of the wounds on this woman close up. And Aria, you come back to consciousness with 1 hit point. With this human man looking over, just sort of kneeling over your body, where you lie.
You all right? You all right, man? All right, no problem. I don't know how I did that. I just meant to make it so you weren't like bleeding out, but I mean, some weird stuff's been happening for me, so I'm glad it helped.
As you start to sort of do this, you hear footsteps, and this man runs in through the northern door of the theatre, so through this one up the top here. He's got a long sword in his hand, and it is glowing with this kind of almost Aria for it's not quite like the radiant holy energy, but it's got this sort of glowing. It's almost like the light in the Prism Theatre itself. It's kind of got this shifting, moving kind of rainbow coloured light around it. And he's like, and as he charges in,
I draw my bow and point it at him.
Be gone, Falby! And as he starts to shout these things, and then notices that there's no demons to be seen, and sort of stares at all of you and looks up at you, Nix, holding them, and he lifts up his left hand to sort of stay your weapon, and I'm going to leave it there because we are going to call it short a little bit tonight because we had the delays, but I still need to get some sleep.
Okay. Or are we calling it
But
off?
we are going to leave it on a cliffhanger there for you guys to pick up next week.
All right. And I'm very excited for next week, and I'm sorry about the last 5 minutes there. Not sure what
all
happened.
okay.
We made it.
Yes, you did make it through the first
I did
combat
hear
encounter.
that. I did manage to hear that. That's good. I'm glad that everyone lived.
Yes.
But I healed you.
Yeah, you
Dude,
did.
I'm
That
not.
was
I'm not
amazing.
sure about that NPC though. She was down
She
for
got
several
spared the
rounds.
dying. She's fine.
No, she got spare the dying. Yeah, she
Oh,
got
that's
spare the
right.
dying cast on her. So
Well, that's a relief.
Forgot about that.
she's pretty much. Yeah.
The life
if
of
you-
a cleric.
That's a tricky choice to have to make.
Somebody
Oh,
in chat
okay.
has asked us to go around the table again since it was not very loud at the beginning
Oh,
of the stream.
introductions
Yes,
again.
of course, yes.
Oh, sure.
So, Amphi, our blackout character.
Her heart rate starts to tip
Heidi?
down. Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm not actually Irish. I'm from Queensland.
Everyone could tell that you weren't actually Irish.
What are we talking about? It's the most convincing Irish accent anyone's ever heard. What are you talking about? I'm the most Irish person you've ever seen. Oh, what do you think? I'm so short. I'm a leprechaun.
Anyway, no.
Okay, sorry. I'm Heidi, or Empress of the Four Winds and Hell itself, whichever one is easier. And I play Poppy Brownlock, Halfling Monk.
Josh?
And apparently we still couldn't hear Amphi.
Try one more
really?
time, Anthony, and then I'll go.
Yeah.
Elevator music.
I'm guessing not, because no one responded to, can you hear me? Oh, wait. I hear a cat if that helps. No, that's not. Okay, so blackout character is Amphi or Beck. She is playing Aria, who is a half-elf order cleric.
Unless Beck's just a cat that sounds like a person.
That is also possible. That is actually why it's blacked out, because we can't
Her
actually.
true form.
Yeah.
The internet's not ready. Yeah.
Alright.
Speaking of cats,
Wow. Hello. My name is Josh. I can also go by Candle or Cat, whichever pleases you the most. I am playing Shasta fucking Braidor. I probably shouldn't curse on stream, but and I'm playing, totally just a human fighter. Totally nothing else. It's not like that healing meant anything out of nowhere. But man, we'll see.
indeed. Ellie?
I am Ellie. I am our native Canberran. And I play Nyx, who's a halfling rogue.
Cool.
And we'll move to Tova.
Cool. I'm Tova. I'm also playing a human fighter named Esther.
And Sun.
My name's Son. I'm playing Carrick, a warlock dwarf.
Carrick the Warlock Dwarf. And I'm Jay, aka Cadence. And I'm the brains behind all of this. So if you're looking for someone to blame, it's probably me. Either that or it's, ScoMo.
Hey!
So one or the other. And I would like to thank all of you who have stuck around for this session. I'd like to thank you guys for the players especially for actually, being patient and managing to work through all of the technical issues for tonight. Hopefully they will not be the same struggles we have next week. Hopefully we'll have no struggles next week and we will just be able to come in smoothly and nicely and not have to worry about any of this. But until then, and that will be at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. So,
and then finishing,
yeah. Our normal sessions will be looking to run basically 7 till 10. So looking at about a sort of 2.5, 3 hour session most weeks, unless something dramatic happens or that requires us to go long. But I'm trying to aim for that because we all still need to be able to get up the next morning and be able to function. And
Especially
I'm no longer.
Josh.
I am
yeah.
next morning.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of in the last morning,
No, it's like getting to sunrise now.
Oh,
It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
oh yeah, daylight. Good
Josh
call.
is hanging out in Texas and for some reason decided that he wanted to play a game that would be at 2 o'clock in the morning for his local time.
And aren't
must
you
have a
all
lot of
so
faith in him.
glad you
No pressure.
Yeah.
with my tired stoner surfer voice for Shasta?
I think you're amazing.
Shasta
I really
is
like it.
amazing. Shasta's like
He's the
everyone's
best.
favorite character
Far
first
out,
up.
man.
I think so. It's
Yeah.
great.
Honestly, I'm glad it's 2 a.m. and not like 6 a.m. because then you're just like actually waking up and groggy instead of like riding the tired high.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you again, chat, for hanging out and for sticking with us as
Yeah.
well through all of this. And we'll talk to you
Yeah.
next week. Catch you later.
Thanks.
bye.